Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is Kaetech Digital. Now this is part 2 of creating the grocery website, which we call it the FreshMart. So for those of you who are new over here, we did part 1, which was to create a grocery website, which we started by installing WordPress and then going ahead to create our header and footer and set everything right for the website to start to start designing the website and other stuff. So we are over here in the part 2, and in this part 2 what we are going to do is basically we don't have anything on the website. So what we want to do is to make sure that we set some product and then we design the home page and the shop page and other pages so that the website will keep running and then it becomes a functional website. So that is exactly what we are going to do over here. So to be able to do that, we're going to go to the back end and then we're going to create some products. So let's get into it and then start creating the product first before we start designing the home page and other pages of the website. Alright guys, so this is the dashboard of our website, and to start creating products, all what you need to do is to hover on product over here and then click on add new product. So we're going to click on add new product and then we go ahead to start creating our product for the website. So what we are going to do is first of all, you give your product a product name and then you go ahead to give the product description, and then you check the product data. Now we have different product data. Okay, so when you click over here, we have the simple product, we have the group product, external or affiliate product, and then we have variable product over here. And then we can also have downloadable product and then virtual product. All these ones are for the product data. But with this kind of website that we're going to create, most of the product over there are simple product, so we're going to use simple product. For those of you who want to go into variable products, maybe your product have variations. Okay, so for instance, if you are creating maybe a clothing store, you can have a shirt which has different colors or different sizes. Those are variations, and you can be able to create a variable product over here. So you add attribute and then you use the attribute to create the variable product. So that is basically the variable product. Now we're going to go into simple product because all our product that we're going to create is a simple product. Now first product that we're going to create, we're going to call it banana. Okay, so let's say banana or bananas. Okay, so it's just 1 kg, right? 1 kg of banana, and then we will come over here and then give it product short description, and then we also give it the regular price. Now let's look at the website to see the bananas, the banana that we have on this particular website. So as you can see over here, this is the product name over here, which is bananas, which is just 1 kg, and this is a short description over here. Okay, so I'm going to copy that short description and also put this one in mind. Now this is a product which is selling, right? It means that it is on sale, it means that it is on discount. So the actual price is 1.99 USD, but it has now been slashed down to 1.50, meaning that there is a discount over there. So we're gonna make sure that we add that discount. So to do so, this is go over here and put your short description over here. So we're gonna put the short description over here, and then over here we will give it the regular price, which is 1.99 over here, and then the sale price also over here, we're gonna give it 1.50. Okay, that is the sale price. And then we go to inventory over here. So for inventory, we're gonna click on it and then we manage stock. Okay, we're gonna manage stock. Now let's look at the banana over here and see how many do they have in stock. They have 250 of 1 kg in stock. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and add the 250 over here, which is the one that is in stock. Now of course you can toggle around this once, but it's of no need. We can go over here and then set a product category also for it. Now this banana falls under what product category? And you see the category over here, is a fresh produce, right? So we're gonna go over here and add it to the fresh produce over here, and then over here we will set our product image. Okay, so you click over here to set your product image, and then you add all your product images into your how do you call it, your media library. Okay, so I'm gonna click over here, and then I will upload all my products into my media library, and then I'll come back and continue. All right, so all the images have been uploaded. Now I'm gonna pick this particular one over here, and I'm gonna set it as the product image, and as you can see, it has been set as the product image over here, so I can go ahead and publish it. All right, so let's go to the shop page right now and refresh the shop page to see if we have one product over there. And as you can see, we have one product over here. Okay, so one product has been uploaded over here or created over here. Now let's go ahead and then create another product. So we're going to create another product. So I'm going to go ahead and then create about 3 or 4 products, and then we use it to start the website. So I'm going to create another product also. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to pick, let's say, free range eggs over here. Okay, so I'm going to pick this particular one, which is this particular eggs over here. That is the product name. I'm going to set the product image. So we pick this image over here. I will set it up. Now let's go over here, and then we will pick this short description, come over here and then put it over here, and then we come over here, and the price is 525 and then 425. So I'm gonna come over here, 525 and then 4.25. okay, and then the category is dairy and eggs, and then we have 159 in stock. So category is dairy and eggs, and then we have where is it, inventory over here. We want to click on this one, and then we say 159 over here, and I think that it is. So we will go ahead and publish it. So as simple as that, we have 2 products now in stock over here. We have 2 products in stock over here. Now I will go ahead and then create all the other products, and then I'll see you in the next side of the video. Alright guys, so as you can see over here, I have created all the products that I'm going to use for the website. Now I will leave the link in the description for you guys to download all the images that I'm using over here, so you can use it to practice. Okay, so you don't need to worry. So I'll leave the link in the description for you, and then you can go ahead and download the images that I'm using for this particular images for this particular website. So you can go ahead and then download. So as you can see, all the products are over here. Now when we go to let's go to the, let me close this one, let's go to the shop page. This is our shop page over here. So let me just refresh it and then see all the products that we have. Okay, so as you can see, we have part of the product over here, and we go to the page 2, you're gonna see all the other products also over here. Okay, now what we are going to do is we're going to design the product page or the shop page just like you see it over here. So don't worry at all, you're going to have everything as you want. So this is the page 1, and as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so we're going to basically design it the way you see it over here. Okay, with the sidebar and all those kind of stuff. So we'll do it step by step so you understand it. Okay, so this is how this, for now, this is how the product page looks like, but we will design it step by step for you guys to also get to know how to design it. So you see that some products are on sale and then others are not. Okay, basically because of what we were doing, we gave some products on a sale and then others we did not. As you can see over here, if you go into the product itself, you're going to see that the sale product or the sales price is there. Okay, so as you can see, this is a sale price and this is a regular price. So if I give only this one, you're not going to see something like this over here. But if I give this and this, then you're going to see this particular sign that you see over here, and that is it. So basically we are done with our product. Now we can go ahead and then start designing our home page for this particular website. Now let's go ahead and see how the home page looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and see how the home page looks like. So this is how the home page looks like. All the images, like I said, I use for this particular website, I'm gonna leave it in the description for you guys to be able to go ahead and download it. So we're gonna go over here, and then first of all we're gonna go to pages. Okay, we're gonna go to all pages over here, and we are going to design the home page. Okay, for our home page, this is how for now our home page looks like. There is nothing over there, but we want to design the home page to look exactly like this particular one over here. So we're going to go step by step to design it. So this is our home page over here. So what we are going to do is we're going to click on it to edit it. So just click on it to edit it, and you're going to come to this page. Remember this page that we created, the home page, without designing it. Okay, now we're going to design it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on edit with Elementor over here. So click on edit with Elementor to go ahead to design your page or your home page using the Elementor page builder. All right, so this is the Elementor page builder. As you can see over here, we can go ahead and then just close this one over here, and this page builder is very simple. It's just a drag and drop, and then you choose colors, you choose your font, and then you type in whatever thing that you want to type in. There is no coding over here. Okay, so we're just going to design. Now what we are going to do is and this one you see over here is the structure. Okay, so it gives you easy navigation, you know, for you to be able to navigate through all the containers that you put over here, and the widgets that you put over here. Okay, and that is it. So first of all, if we look at this one, let's scroll to the top. You see we have this hero section over here, and that is what we are going to design first. So we're going to go over here and then click on this particular plus icon, choose the flexbox container over here, and first of all we're going to choose this particular one over here. So I'm going to look at it very carefully and let's see how it is. So this is how it looks like. Okay, this specifically how it looks like, and what we're going to do is we're going to give this one maybe 700 pixel. Okay, and then also this one maybe 1280 pixel. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Then we go to make sure that we are justify content in the center, and then we align item. Also I'm going to leave this one as it is over here, because we put the container over here and we want the container to be this side. So I'm going to just justify the items at the center, and then I'll go to you know, advanced over here, and I'll give some padding. Okay, so padding at the top, and then padding also at the bottom over here. So I'm going to unlink this one and then give the padding 80 at the top, and then I'm also going to give 80 at the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Now go to the style of the container. So remember that we are just editing this particular container, right? So over here at the style, now if you look at this particular container, we have a background which has images which keeps changing. Okay, so we're going to use what we call a slideshow. So we're going to use this one over here, and then we're going to pick some images from our gallery or our you know, our library, image library. So we can go ahead and choose this image, and then also maybe choose this particular image, and then I'll choose one of this particular one of these images, any one of them, the one that I feel it's okay, I can be able to use. I will just choose it. So let me see this one. Let me see how this one looks like. So you can see it over here, how it looks like over here. So I'm going to choose 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can choose any of the images you want, and any of the images that you feel it's okay for you, you can be able to use it to design your website. So I'm going to click on it and then click on insert over here, and as you can see, we have background images which are changing over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and then just go to the image size, and I'll say it's supposed to be cover, and then this one also I'll just make it, let's make it center and see. So it's going to be something like this, right? So something like this, which is quite okay. So as you can see, website is coming to shape right now. Then I will click on this plus icon. You see this plus icon over here in the middle over here. I'll click on it, and then what I'll do is I'll drag in a container over here, and then I'll reduce the size of the container to, let's say, 50%. okay, so it's gonna be something like this, because I want the width of the container to be 50%. And then also I'll click on the main container over here. Remember that there are two containers, but one is in the other. Okay, so this is the main container and this is the inner container, right? So the main container over here, I'll click over here, go over here, and then this time around I want the items to be on the left. Okay, so I want this particular container to be on the left. All right, so now I can click on inside this container, and what do I want? I want to bring in this particular text, okay, which says what? Your favorite grocery delivered fresh, right? I'm gonna go over here and then drag in a heading text over here, and then I'm gonna put in that text over here. Now I'm gonna go to style, choose a font that I want to choose. So I'm gonna use the quicksand. Okay, remember we are using the quicksand, and then I'm gonna increase it like maybe 55. Yeah, so this is quite okay. And then let's see the color, it's black. So I'm gonna go over here and then choose this color. I'm gonna use our strongest text over here, which is this particular one. So as you can see, guys, it looks great, it looks nice. Now all what we can do is, if you feel this is not okay for you, or if you want to increase the size to more black, or increase it to maybe 65 or whatever it is, depending on how you want it, you can do so. Okay, it all depends on how you want it. Okay, and that is it. So for me, I think 55 or 60 will be fine. So I'm just going to leave it as 55, just like this. And then I can go ahead and then come to the line height over here and also make it like a 75, or let's say 65. Okay, so this is also quite okay. Now I will click on this add element item over here. So click on it and it will open the widgets panel for me. Now I can also drag in a text heading over here. Okay, just a text heading over here, and then underneath it, this one, I can copy this one and bring it over here, and then I'm going to just paste it over here. Okay, so over here I'll style it. So I'm going to go ahead and then go to here, change this one to Lato. Okay, change this one to Lato. Change the size to maybe 17, depending on how you want it. And then if everything is quite okay for you, you can go ahead and then choose a text that you want. So I'm still going to use this strong text. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. And I don't know why this one came underneath. I want to put this one inside this one. Okay, yes, so it's supposed to be inside this one. So it's going to be something like this, as you can see over here. And let me just increase this one to, let's say, an 18 a little bit. So this is okay. Now of course, if you feel like there is more space over here, you can go over here to advanced, and then unlink the margin over here and give it a negative of 20. It will take away those margin over here, and then the space will be quite okay for you if that is what you feel is okay. So I think this is okay. So the next step is for me to bring in my buttons over here. So you see the buttons are in line like this. So to be able to get the exact thing I want to get, I'm going to bring in a container over here. So I will put in the container inside this particular container. Okay, so it's going to be a container inside a container like this, and then I'll click on this particular one, plus icon over here, and then I'll drag in a button over here. Okay, so I'm going to have something similar to this one, you know, because it's picking the shape of what we already made the button to be. Remember, we did a button over here, so that shape, it's just taking that particular shape. Okay, so that is it. Now if you go to see how it looks like, see, this is how the button looks like. Now let's go over here and then say shop now. Shop now. Okay, so we want to make it shop now. Now we want to link it to our shop page. So we look for our shop page over here and then we link it to it. Now let's go to the style of the button. So over here, you know, it's picking an accent color, which is okay. You can decide to use the theme accent, okay, which that one is quite okay. And then when you go to the padding over here, so with the border radius, I'm still gonna give it like an 80 over here. So 80 is quite okay. And then with the padding over here, I'm going to unlink all the padding. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 20, give you also 20, give you 40, and then give you also 40. So it's going to have something like this over here. Now go to this one and then change this one to quicksand. Okay, I'm going to change this one to quicksand to like this, and then over here I'm going to give it like a 15. 15 is quite okay. I'll give this one bold, and then if you want the highlight the line height, you can, you know, increase it to any height that you want. The word spacing also, you can also increase it to letter spacing, you can increase it to any spacing that you want. So let's say 1.5 for the letter spacing. So as you can see, this is how it looks like over here. Now what I'll do is I'll click on this edit container over here, and then the direction row over here, I'm going to make it row horizontal like this, right? Because I want it to be side by side. And then over here, I'll right click over here and duplicate. So you see, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, and then I'll click on this particular one, go to it, hover over here, and then with the hover, I'll change the text to still white over here, but the background color, I'll make it the theme like this. So it's gonna be something like this, right? If you like, you can give it even a hover animation. So let's say like a bob or something. So it's gonna be something like this, right? Yeah, very nice one. Also with this one, I'm gonna go over here, go to its style over here, and first of all, I will give it a white text. And then this one, I'm going to change it to the alt theme accent alt, and then with the hover, I'm going to give it also the green accent color green. So I'm going to go over here and give it this particular accent color. And then over here, what does it say? It says what? Browse categories. So I'm going to go over here and change this one to browse categories. All right, so it's gonna be something like this, and what we will do is you can link it to your category page if you have category page over there. So you can decide to create a category page and put all your categories over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the slash shop over here and then add categories over here, so that it's going to be like it will direct me to all the category page. So it's going to be something like this. So as you can see, it looks perfectly okay. Now of course, if you design it this way, make sure that you publish it, and then always make sure you publish it so that nothing happens. Now let's check it on the front end over here, and this is how it looks like. So it looks perfect over here, and I'm okay with it. The only thing is I want to push this one to be in line with this one a little bit. So I'll come over here, and all what I'll do is I'll just click on this container over here, go to it advanced, and then I'm going to unlink or remove the padding over here to make it a 0 padding, and then I'll go back over here, refresh it, and as you can see, it's in line just like the way we want it. So this is how you can be able to create the hero section easily done. Now as we've created this one, all what we need to do is to turn it into mobile or tablet, make it responsive over there. So you see this ones over here, this is desktop, this is portrait tablet, this is also mobile portrait. So we go over here, and then we can turn this one to responsive mode in some few steps. Okay, so all what we need to do is to I'm gonna click on this particular one over here. Instead of the 50%, let me make it like let's say 60% over here, and then I'm gonna go over here and then go to it advanced over here, remove this particular one, that is the padding, and then what I'll do is I'll give you 20, and then I'll give the left also 20, so that there will be space over here. Okay, and then yeah, still I'm gonna give you, let's say 40, and then here also 40. Now over here I'll click here, click on this one, and then reduce the size a little bit. So let me just reduce it to like 40. Okay, and then come over here, and then I'm gonna give it like 1.2 em, which is quite okay. This one is also okay, so you can reduce the size if you want to, depends on you. So let's say I want to reduce it to 15 over here, and then the same thing applies to this one. You can go ahead and then also remove these ones, and then make sure that the typography size is the way you want it. So this one I'm gonna say maybe instead of 15 I'm gonna say 12. Also I'm gonna say 12 also over here, 12 also over here. So it's gonna be something like this, which is quite okay for tablet. So you can go over here, also click on layout, and then the minimum height you can reduce it a little bit. Okay, so it depends on how you want it. So as you can see, it looks good on tablet. Now let's go to mobile also, and this is how the mobile will also look like. Okay, so on mobile you can reduce this one also, the size. You can reduce the size to any size that you want. So I'm gonna make it 25 like this. Come over here also, and instead of 15 I'll say maybe 14. Okay, so depends on how you want it. Okay, and then over here we can also reduce the size. So I'm gonna click over here, go to advanced, remove the padding to make it 0, and then over here also we can just reduce the size. Let me come over here, reduce this one to, let's say 10. Come also over here, reduce this one to also 10. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the size of the padding over here. Okay, so I'm going to remove the padding from here, and then I'll make the top 10, right maybe 20, bottom 10, left 20. Okay, so something like this. Let's look at this one also. Let's look at how this one also looks like. So okay, so over here also, let's say top 10, right 20, here also 10, left 20. So it will be something like this, which is quite small, right? So we can just go ahead and then increase it a little bit. So instead of this one, we say maybe 15. This one will also be 15, right? And the same thing applies to this one. We're gonna say 15, 15. So the top 15 and the bottom also 15. And then if we like, we can even increase this one to, let's say, 25, and this one will also be 25. And we can click on this one, go to layout over here, and you see the gap over here. We can just make it 5. Okay, and since we've done this one also, let's come over here and then make this one also 25, and this one also 25. Okay, so this one is quite okay. Quite okay. Everything is quite good. So what we can do is we can just click over here and also reduce this one a little bit, so we can have something like this, which is also quite pretty okay. Okay, so this one is quite okay, quite great. So we can just publish it. So now it is mobile responsive. We can go back over here and then start creating the other sections of the website. So let's go over here and let's look at the next section. Now this is the next section, which is have all the categories of the website. Okay, so this one is quite simple also to create. So we what we do is we created let's go inside and then do it. So I'm going to create this one, this flexbox container, this particular one over here, and I'm going to give it a top padding, so a top padding of 80, and then with the bottom padding I'm going to say maybe 20. Okay, and then I'll go to its layout over here and I'll give it like 1280 pixel over here, or let me just reduce it to how it was, just like that. And then over here I'll put a container over here. So I'm going to put a container over here, and let me come over here also to the main one, go to the main over here, and instead of 20 I'm going to give it also 80 over here. So inside I'll duplicate this particular container to be 2 like this, and then inside this container I'll put another container over here. Now I'm going to go to this particular container, and then what I'll do is I'll justify the row to be row horizontal, the same way for this one, so that any container I put in and I duplicate is going to be side by side. So I'm going to duplicate this inner container over here, duplicate it, so you see that it's side by side over here. I'm still going to duplicate another one and then make it 4. Okay, so it's going to be 1 2 3 4 containers. So if you look at it, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4 different containers over here. Now what we are going to do is we're going to put an image over here. We're going to put some few words also over here. So exactly what we will do is click on this one, go to advanced over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it an all-round pattern of, let's say, 30, and see how it looks like. So this is how it looks like, but let me go ahead and give here 50, and then give the bottom also 50. All right, so this is how it's going to be like. Now inside this one I'm going to put an image over here. Okay, and then I'll go over here, and then the image width and all those things, I'm just going to leave it as it is, but the radius over here, let me give it like a 150, so it's going to be something like round, right? And then with the image I can give it like maybe 60. Okay, something like that, right? So now that we have this one over here, now I can go to the content and then put an image inside this one. So I'm going to select an image. So let's look at the first one, is this fresh produce, which is spinach over here. So I'm going to select this one, and then let's see how it looks like. So you see, this is how it looks like. So I'm going to go to the style over here, and instead of 60, I'm gonna give it like a 40. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be like. So it's like a 40. Now let's go over here and then look at this particular color over here. So we can pick this color. Let's check this container over here, go to its style over here, and we're gonna give it a background color. Let's look at this accent color over here. So we're gonna look at this accent color, and then we come over here, and then let's say we want to change the color to somehow greenish like this, right? So something like this. Let's see, yeah, something like this is quite okay. Now that we have this color, now we can go to the border over here, and then we give it a border radius of 14. So give it a border radius of 14, and then it's going to have some kind of corner kind of radius over here, okay, which is quite okay. And we're going to put a text beneath. So I'm going to drag in a text underneath this one, which I'll say what fresh produce. Okay, so this is going to say fresh produce. So we're going to just give it fresh produce over here, and it's going to be in the center. So we're going to position it in the center like this. We change this one to quicksand, and then this one is going to be, let's say, 18, and I'm gonna give it extra bold over here, and then I will change this one to our strongest text over here. So let's look at how this one looks like. So we're gonna give it maybe 20. So yeah, so this is quite okay. And then our next one is to bring in the shop now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and bring in a button. So we're gonna put the button just beneath this one, and what we're going to do is we're gonna click over here, go to center over here, and position it center like this. Now we're gonna come over here and then choose an icon for it. So we're gonna search for an icon which is an arrow icon, which is something like this. So it's gonna be something like this, and then instead of the click here, we say shop now. So what we will do is we will just type in shop now over here, and we make sure that we link it to the category of the fresh produce. So just copy this category link over here, and then come and paste it over here. Now of course you can, to make this also clickable, you can go to its content and then put the the link over here. The same thing applies to this one. Go to here and then link it, say custom link, and then put it over here, so that this will all be what clickable. Now come over here and then go to style of this particular one. Now what we're going to do is first of all, we're going to go ahead and then change this one to quicksand also, and then give this one like a 15. 15 is too big, so we're gonna give it like maybe 10. Okay, so 10 or maybe 12. Yeah, so 12 is quite okay. And the color, text color, we're going to give it this theme accent color over here. And then with the background color, what we're going to do is we're going to give it none over here. And then also with the border padding over here, we're going to remove all the padding. With the border radius also, we're going to remove it. And then this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. And let's go over here, and over here we can increase this one to more darker color. Okay, so something like this is quite okay, but we want this one to close up. Okay, so we want it to close up. So how do we do it? What we can do is we can increase, remove this gap over here. So if you look at this one, the gap is not that big like that, right? So we want to remove that kind of gap over here. So what we will do is I can go over here and unlink this margin over here, unlink this also padding, and then this one I'm going to give it like a 20, or 20 is also too much, so I'm going to give it like a 10, okay, which is quite okay. Now you see that if I hover on this one gives that kind of a bob kind of thing. So I'm going to go to style over here and I'll click on hover over here, and then I'll give it a hover animation like a bob, and then I'll select it like this. So it's going to be something like this, and then we are good to go. So I can just publish it. Now if you go over here and you refresh it, you're going to have one category over here, which looks great. Now if you come over here, all what we need to do is to duplicate this once. We can duplicate it like twice. Now before we duplicate it, I want to just show you something. And you see that when I hover here, there is some kind of like shadow that comes over there. We want to what? We want to have that effect. So we want to go to the container itself over here, and then go to hover, and then go to border over here, and now we see box shadow. So we want to give it a box shadow. Okay, so let's remove the box shadow, and then over here we go to hover. Okay, and then now we can give it the box shadow. So if I hover on it, see that there is a box shadow that comes. Okay, so I want it to be a little bit lighter. Okay, so this is quite okay. All right, so now I can go ahead and then duplicate this one 4 times or 3 times to make it 4, and then delete the ones that I did. Let me bring the structure over here. Okay, so now as you can see, let me close this one. As you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so all what I can do is I can click over here and then change the color over here. So go over here, let's see the color. This one is like some kind of reddish thing, so we can just drag it somehow here, and then just change this one. So this is X, so diary and X. So we go over here and we put in our X over here, and then over here we can go here and then copy the diary and X over here, come over here and replace it with this link. Okay, just replace it with this link. Come to here, change this one to diary and X, and then also we delete this link over here. Okay, and then the same one, we go over here and we delete this link and we put in our new link over here. So this is the diary and X. Now let's go to the next one, which is this particular one over here. This one is kind of like, this one is what, beverages. So over here the container is kind of like whitish, so we're gonna go over here, or grayish. So we're gonna go over here and just drag this one to somehow like this, right? So all what we need to do is to change this one also to beverages, and then we go over here and then we change this one to beverages, and then we come here, we look at where beverages are, we copy the link, go over here and then change it to this ones, and then do same for this particular ones also. So we change it. Now we're gonna go over here also, and then with this one also, it's some kind of reddish color, so we're gonna go over here and change this one to, let's say, red like this. Let me see how it looks like. So this is very lighter red, so we can go a little bit lighter. And then over here we will change this one to the bread, because that is it. It is what? It is bakery. So we're going to copy the link, the bakery link, and then paste it over here. And then we change this one to bakery. And then change the link also. And then this one also, we do same for it. So guys, as you can see, it's very easy for you to be able to get it done. Okay, so not any big deal. All what you need to do is to make sure that you follow along very well. So what we are going to do next is to duplicate this whole container. Okay, so we will make sure that you click on this one, the container that houses this one, and duplicate it. Now we're going to click over here and duplicate this container, and as you can see, we have another set over here. Now I'm going to delete this other container that we created. So it's going to be like this. So all what we need to do is to also create this ones over here. So very easy. So this ones are snacks. So you click on it and then you change it to you know, the snacks. So you come over here, you pick your what have I been picking? I needed to pick this particular link, but I was picking a different link. Okay, so we come over here, you pick you change it to your snacks, right? So I'm gonna just change this one to the snacks, and then over here I'll just say snacks, and then change this one also to the snacks, and then come over here and change this one also to the snacks. And then with this one, what is it? It is kind of like bluish, so I'll go to a style over here, click over here, then drag it to that kind of blue color. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Now I'll come over here, the same thing applies to this one. So this one is household what? Essentials, right? So we go over here, and then with the household essentials, we will just click on it, click on this one, and then change it to this particular one. And then over here we just change this one to household essentials, and then we come to here, we go to our categories, and then we copy this one, and then we come over here, and then we paste in the you know, the categories over there. Just paste in the links just the way you see it over here. Okay, so as you can see, this is also done. All what we need to do is to change the color, which is green. So we're gonna go over here and then go to green, and then, you know, just let it be a little bit green. So lighter green. All right, so you do same for all of them and you are good to go. Okay, so I'm not going to run through all of them, but at least you understand what I am saying. All right, so now that we've done this one, now we're going to go to, all what you need to do is to publish it. So let's publish it. Okay, and then now you can make sure that it is mobile responsive. Okay, so you see now some are, you know, bigger and all those kind of stuff. If you have to reduce the sizes, make sure that you reduce the sizes to fit. Okay, and that is it. Make sure that you reduce the sizes to fit. So for instance, this one, for instance, we can go over here, instead of the 50 and all those things, we can do all around maybe 20. Okay, all around 20, right? Making sure that just for the tablet mode, right, all around 20. This is 20. This is also 20. You see, now things are what falling in place, and we can go over here and then go to style, reduce this one. Instead of 20, we can make it like maybe 18. Okay, go over here and make sure that we just copy this one, change style, or paste style. Okay, that is it. So do same for this one also. Go over here, change it to 20. Make sure that the padding is 20 all round. Okay, 20 all round. And then with this one we can copy this one and then just paste style over here, paste style over here, paste style, and then paste style. So now this one looks a little bit nicer. We can go over here and then with this the top padding and all those things, we can remove it and give it a top padding of 40, left 20, bottom 40, right also 20. So it will be something like this. And then even with this one, since we've given left and right padding, we can give this one 0 padding. Okay, the main container for all of them will be 0 padding. So it's gonna be something like this, and this one looks responsive, right? Very, very responsive. Now for the mobile, you can also check it and see how it looks like. We can decide to even make the mobile 2 in just 2 in a roll or something. So let me bring the structure, and then this is the container that I want to. So I can go over here and then change the width to percentage and make it 46 over here, and do same for this one also. Go over here, change this one to percentage over here and make it 46. So you see all of them are fitting exactly the way we want it. You do same for this one also. Go over here and make it 46. We do same for this one also. We change this one to percentage and make it 46. So we're gonna do same for all, okay, just so that everything becomes what nice and responsive. All right guys, so as you can see over here, everything looks perfect. Everything looks great. We can go ahead and publish it. Okay, so the mobile responsive also looks very, very nice. So you can go ahead and then change even the font and everything that you see over here to make it nicer the way you want it. All right, so now that we are done with the category part, now let's move on to the next part where we display some featured product over here. Now to be able to display some featured product over here, what we are going to do is we're going to go back to the dashboard. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard over here, and then I'll show you how you can set some product as featured product so it can be able to be displayed on the front end. So to do that, what we are going to do is we go to all product over here, click on all product. All right, so now that you're over here on the product page over here, so as you can see, to set up something as as a featured product, all what you need to do is, you see the stars over here. Yeah, so when you click on it, it means that you're setting that particular product as a featured product. Okay, so it's either yes or no. So if it is on the there's no it's no set, all of them are not set, so they are all no. But at the moment you click on it, it will refresh and then it will set. So let's look at the products that we want to set them as the featured product. So we want to set the coconut water, the almond milk, the whole milk, and then the spinach. So let's quickly go over there. Where is it? This one. Yeah, so we want to set the coconut water, this particular one over here. Want to click over here, set it as a featured image, featured product, sorry. and then we go to look for the almond milk. This particular one, we set that one also, and then we go ahead again to set the whole milk over here. And then the last one is the spinach, so we click on it. All right, so we've set all these 4 items as what as featured products. Now how do we make it appear over here? Okay, so let's quickly look at how this one says. Let's start creating it. So we're gonna go over here, and then we click create. This one has a kind of like a grayish background over here, so we're gonna use a flexbox container over here. Click on this particular one, go to advanced over here, unlink the padding over here, give it 80 padding at the top and bottom, and then we're gonna click on this. Okay, so let's go to the container again, go to a style over here, and then set the background type, and we're gonna use a color. So we're gonna click on this one, and we're gonna choose kind of like a little bit darker gray or light gray, light gray, light gray color, like this one. And then inside this particular container we have this featured product over here, and then we also have this particular product over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a main container inside here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is inside this main container I'm going to give it another container, duplicate that container to be 2. This container will hold the text, and this one will hold the product. So this container I'm going to go ahead and then give it like something like a 50 percent. And over here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just center the items, everything, so that this one will be in the middle. Now over here what I'll do is I'll bring in my text over here, and then what does the text says? It says what? Featured product. Okay, so I'll just add in featured product over here, and I'll make sure it is in the middle like this. And let's look at how this one looks like. So this is darker, and we have some kind of design over here. So we're gonna go over here, let's go ahead and choose the typography, which is the quicksand. So we're gonna use the quicksand over here, make it like maybe 45, let's say 40. Okay, and we're gonna come here and choose our dark color over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to advanced over here, and we will give it, unlink this pattern, we'll give it top of, let's say 10, bottom of also 10, like this. I'm going to scroll down to border over here, and I'm going to just give it a solid border. But with the solid border I will unlink this one, and I'll give a bottom of, let's say 5, like this, and I'll give the left also like 20. So it's gonna be something like this. So if you look at it, something like this. Okay, so I'm sure this one is gonna be something like maybe 3. Yeah, and the color is gonna be our color that we are using. So we're gonna choose the theme color over here, And we look at the background over here, and we choose a background type for it, and we're going to choose our theme background. And what we will do is we'll drag it over here to this side here. So it's going to be something like this. So as you can see, we have exactly done what this one has done over here. So all what we can do is we can just go to style, and if we think this one is too big, we can reduce it to, like, let's say 35. So it's gonna be something, something like this, which is quite okay. Yeah, now we have our heading done. So how do we bring the featured product over here? Now, to bring the featured product over here, we're going to go to a new tab over here, and we're going to look for WooCommerce short code. Okay, so WooCommerce short code, just type in short codes, WooCommerce short code. Now, when you get something like this is what pops up first. Okay, now we're going to look for product shortcodes over here. So just click on the product shortcode and then scroll down. You see that we have a shortcode for featured product, and that is what we want. Okay, featured product, that is what we want. So you can also go down, and then you see some attributes and other stuff that they'll be using to qualifying that particular featured product and all those kind of stuff. For example, if you look over here, featured product scenario, say product limit is 4, column is 2, visibility is what, featured. We can copy this one over here, and then we can come over here, and inside this particular one over here, we're going to search for short code, and we drag in a short code over here, and then we paste in the short code over here. And as you can see, this is how it looks like, but this is not what we really want. Okay, this is not what we really want. The product limit is 4, the column is 2. We want the column 2 to be what, 4. So as you can see, this is exactly how we want it. All right, so forget about how this one looks like over here. We'll sort all those things out later on. So this is how it looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like. So now we have our product, featured product here. Now the next one that we need to do, or we need to have, is these two columns over here. So it's also very simple. We can come over here, and then with these two columns, all what we need to do is to set also we need, you can decide to, let's see how this one looks like. Okay, so you can come over here and then decide to use this one, and then go over here, go to advanced, unlink the padding, give here 80, give bottom also 80, and then over here you can put in anything that you want to put in. So over here I'm going to put in background type. I'm going to select a background that I want to use. So let's look at this one. Okay, so I'm going to use this particular background over here. So as you can see, this is the background that we're going to use, this one. And then I can put in anything that I want to put in over here. So let's come over here. The image is this one. I want to put it center, attachment and all those things. Repeat, I'll say no repeat. Default size, I'll say cover, so it's going to cover all the page, or the size. And then over here I'll go to advanced over here, and then the padding, I'll give it like 25 all around padding, or let's make it like a 35, oh sorry, 35 all around padding. Okay, so something like this. Now inside this one we can put anything we want to put over here. So see, we have this particular thing over here. So what we can do is we can put a container inside here, and then we give the container like maybe 60%, or let's say 70%, right? And then with this main container, we go to its layout, and then what we will do is we're gonna position it to this end, okay, so that whatever we're gonna write is gonna be over here. Okay, so we can, inside this one, we can just type in whatever thing that we want to type in over here. So we say what your one-stop grocery destination. We drag in something over here, a heading text over here, and then we can go ahead and use maybe poppins. Okay, just maybe like 25 or 30. We can increase the size to maybe 800 or something. Give it some another 35 line height, or maybe 40 or 38 line height. Come over here, change this one to dark. So as you can see, this is how it's going to be like. And if you like, go over here, change this one to 60. So it's going to be something like this. Now we can come over here and drag this one also underneath, and over here we're going to give it. So what we do is we copy this one, and then we copy this particular one over here, and then we come over here and then we paste it over here. So it's going to be something like this, right? So as you can see, it looks good. Now we can go over here, go to here, change this one to Lato, and then change this one to maybe 18 or maybe 16, or anything that you feel it's okay. Come over here and change this one to black. Go over here, I'm gonna remove the margin to make it something like this, and then I bring in browse all categories. So you see we already have that particular one over here. So all what I need to do is to copy this one and then come over here and then paste it over here. So as you can see, browse all categories over here. So now I have this one done. As simple as that, as simple as ABC, right? Yeah. So I can go ahead, and if I like, I can just duplicate this one and just delete this one. Now I want space over here, so I can click over here, come over here, scroll down, see there is a gap over here. I can be able to create a space like 50 inside it, and then 50 also here, something like this, right? Now here I'll click here and change this one to the maybe this particular one. Yeah, so let me drag this one over here, and then I'll still come over here, go to layout over here, and instead of the align end, I'll say start. So it's gonna be here, right? And then with the words in it, I'll just change the words in it to suit you know, whatever thing that I want. So I'll just paste this words over here. I'll come over here and paste this words also over here, and over here I can go ahead and say shop fresh produce. So shop fresh produce. All right, so yeah, so basically this is how this one looks like. I don't know why this is looking the way it's looking. But let's come over here and let's say we want to reduce this one to, like, let's say 14. So let's do same for this one also. 14. And then we can increase this one a little bit to, like, here, and increase this one also to be a little bit, you know, bigger and all those kind of stuff. All right, so we're gonna have something like this, you know, something like this is good to go, which is quite okay. So if you like, we can also reduce the size of this one a little bit so that it fits in the way we want it. So yeah, something like this, right? And it's quite okay the way we want it. All right, so if we come to let me close this one. If you come to the mobile responsiveness, this is how it looks like. So with this one, we can either increase this one from 50 to, let's say, 60 to make it the way we want it, and then reduce this size also a little bit, so we can make it like a 25, which is quite okay, right? So if you come to this side also, or what we can do is we can click over here and make it something like this, and then go over here, remove this one, give it a top of 40, bottom of 40, 2020 at the side, 2020 at the side, and we make this whole thing 100%. We make this one also 100%, just like this, right? Yeah, so this one will be better. Now when we go over here also, it's not going to be the way you want it, so it is that one you let's reduce this size also a little bit, so we can reduce this, come over here, make it maybe like this, come over here, make it like a 25, make this one also 25. Yeah, and then this one we can reduce it to maybe 14. The same way applies to this one, make it 14. So because of this, what we can do is we can best give it give this whole thing an overlay, and the best one we can give it is a white overlay. So we're going to give it a background overlay of white, so you see, so that the words can come up very well. So if you come over here, go to an overlay over here, and then give it an overlay of white, and that is why if you go over here, you're gonna see that this one looks a little bit blurred, but it works perfectly for all of them. Okay, and that is exactly how you do it. Now we have this one also set up. Now the next one for us to do is to also come over here and fix this one. So with this one also very simple. What we will do is we just copy this text over here and bring it over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just copying this whole thing. I'll copy this whole thing, come over here, and come and paste it over here. And then what I'll do is I'll just click over here, go to background, and instead of this one, I'm gonna give it a white background, or I'll remove the background from it. And then over here, I'll go over here, go to advanced over here, and then we're going to go to border over here, and then we're going to give this theme kind of border. We go to background also, we pick this one, this theme over here, and then we also drag it to this side, something like this, to make it nice. So now we have this one over here, but the only thing is these products over here are today's deals. So the products over here are today's deals. And how do we bring this today's deals over here? Now first of all, let's change this one. So we're going to copy this one, come over here, instead of the featured product, we're going to go ahead and delete this one and say today's deals, right? Okay, so this one we change it to capital, so we're going to go over here and transform it to uppercase. So that is what today's deals. Now how do we get today's deals? We go same to the featured product over here, and then we look for not newest, not specific, sale product. Yeah, so this particular one, random sale product. So what we are going to do is, already we have some product on sale already, so we just copy all of them. So it says what the limit is for, column is 4, but is the limit 4 and column 4. So with this one, the limit is 8, the column is 4. So we're gonna go over here and click on this one and remove this one and place this one over here, and then instead of the limit being 4, we change the limit to 8. So as you can see, we have the today's deals over here. Okay, very nicely done. All right, so let's publish it and go to the next side, which is this particular, call to action over here. Then we come over here, we come to another call to action, we come to our blog, and then we come to the last one, and then we close for today. So okay, so we will do all the necessary things, and then the account, the about page and all those kind of stuff, you can do it yourself. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing all the necessary stuff for you, and then all the other things which are not really that much work, you can do it yourself. So basically that is it. So we have some few other things to do, and then we go. So let's catch up real quick. So this is today's deals, we are done with it. Now let's go to the next side. The next side is this particular call to action over here. So we're going to click on this one, click on this, click on one of them over here. That is the first one, the container, flexbox container. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to, the minimum height over here, we're going to make it 500. 500 is too big, let's make it 400. Yeah, and then we go to advanced, we unlink the padding, and then we give it 80 at the top, 80 at the bottom. And then we go to style over here, we give it a background, we use this particular product over here, and then what we are going to do is, we're going to make sure that the product position is in the middle, center like this. And then we say the attachment should be fixed, and then the repeat, no repeat, and then the size, we say it should be cover. Okay, so we're gonna have something like this, and let's see if that is exactly what we have here. So we will give it a background overlay. So we are going to give it a background overlay. So what we do is, background overlay over here, we're going to choose the classic, and we give it a darker overlay. Okay, so you can give it a little bit darker overlay, and then we increase it a little bit, and now we can bring our text over here. So we're dragging a text over here, making grocery shopping smart and simple, and then we put it over here. And then this one also says what, order online, blah blah blah. We drag in a text widget also over here, and we paste it over here. And then we bring, so this one we did not change the color to green, so we can go ahead and change this color to the green color. Okay, so this one will be green. All right, so I'm gonna copy this one, and then come and paste it over here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll click on this particular one, go to layout over here, put it in the center, put it over here, and then with the width over here, I'm gonna say maybe 650, maybe, yeah. Click over here, go to here, change this one to 55, and then position it in the center like this. Change this one to white. Okay, now the same thing applies to this one. Go over here, position it in the middle, go over here, change this one to Lato. Come over here and change this one to, let's say, 18, and then we're gonna go over here and change the text also to white. And then with this one also, we change this one to quicksand. Okay, so 55 is not quite okay, so I'm gonna give it like a 50, which is quite okay. And then yeah, so it's okay. And this one says what? Shop from FreshMart, and it's shop from FreshMart. Okay, so we're gonna say shop from FreshMart. Shop from FreshMart, and it goes to the shop page. All right, so basically we are done with this one also. Now the next step is for us to do just arrived. So with the just arrived, we can just go ahead and just copy this one, just copy it, come over here and paste it over here, and change this one to just arrived. And then we can go ahead and change the style and all those kind of stuff. Background, we pick the green over here, we go over here, we use this one. Or the best way for us to do is just go over here, click on this one, right click on this one, copy, come over here, right click over here, and then paste style, and that is it. So now we have this one, and this one over here is the just arrived. So over here also, what do we want? We are looking for new product, right? New product. So let's see if we have new product over here. So this is best selling, so you see newest product, so we can just copy this one over here, come over here and paste it over here. And this one we can, make it, let's say, like 12. So 12 new products will be over here, right? And that is it. Now our next one also is this particular one, which is almost the same thing as what we just did, right? This one. So all what we need to do is to copy this one, come and paste it over here, and then change the background to the lady holding the basket. And then you can go ahead and change the text and other stuff in it. I'm not going to do that. Now next one is also our blog. Okay, so you need to make sure that you have blog post on your website before you can be able to get this blog done. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to go over here and copy this one, come over here and paste it over here. Okay, and then we're going to delete this one, and over here we say our blog. So our blog, just like that. Now over here we're going to bring the blog over here. So this is where the blog comes in. So just search for post, and you're going to have this post grid slider. This is what we are going to use. Just bring it over here. Okay, now we don't have any post over here, but let's just publish it. And let me show you how easy it is to create a post. So we're going to go back to over here and then go to all posts over here. You see that we don't have any post over here. We only have this hello. That is why it is showing over here, right? So we're going to create our own post. So we trash this one. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we're going to create our own post. So to create it or to add a new post, we click on add post over here, or add post over here is okay. And then let's look at the post that we want to create. So let's just create this particular post for now, and this is the post. So I'm going to just copy the title of the post, go over here and paste it over here. Now for the sake of tutorial, I'm just going to copy all of them, everything over here, copy this one, come to here, and then just paste it over here. So this is the post that we are creating. Go to post over here, and then you can go ahead and set product categories and post categories and all those things. So you can add a category over here. So let's say let me just call it blog. Okay, and then I'll just say add, and this is it. Now the next thing for us to do is to also add a featured image, right? So over here we can set featured image, and what is the featured image for this is this particular one over here. So we're gonna go over here, and let's say we use this one, and we click on it, and then we can just go ahead and publish it. And now we've published our first blog post. So let's go over here and refresh this website, and our first blog post will be shown over here. All right guys, so we've refreshed our website, and let's go ahead and see how it looks like. And as you can see, our blog post is now showing over here. But if you look at how nice this one looks like, okay, how can we make it the same as this particular one? So it's also very simple. You can be able to change a few things over here. So let's go ahead and then do that. Now we're going to go to the layout first, and let's look at how the layout looks like. So first of all, make sure it is fit rows, okay, equal height, and then the last item should be at the bottom, okay. And when you come over here, we don't want to show filters, we don't want to show any paginations, okay. So we don't want anything like that, so we ignore all of them, and then forget about these ones, forget about it. Everything will be sorted out on the front end. And then if you go to the element also over here, now if you look at this one, it's just the image and the title, okay. That is exactly what we want. We just want the title, we don't want date, we don't want comment, we don't want except. Okay, we don't even want read more, we just want this and this. Okay, that is it. So now we are good to go. We can go over here, and then also let's look over here, and we're gonna do some few settings. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna give border radius for this particular one. So I'm going to unlink this one, and the top I'm going to give it 14, and also the right I'll give it also 14. Okay, now I'm going to go to the image grid, also going to do same, the top 14 and the right 14. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. All right, so let's hover on it and see. With the overlay also we do the same thing. I'm gonna unlink this one, the 14. Okay, so when we hover on it, it's also going to have that kind of a thing. So now we are good to go. So let's go to the grid item again, and the background over here, we can, you know, give it any background that we want, but we're gonna choose our main color over here and give it that kind of greenish feel, right? Yeah, very good. And then I'm just gonna give, you know, border radius for all of them. So I'm gonna give like a 20 for all, something like this. Yeah, and then also the title over here, I'm gonna give this one the typography. I'll quickly go to quicksand, and then maybe 18, which is quite okay. And then yeah, 18 is quite okay. So now this one even looks you know, a little bit better. It looks a little bit great than the previous one. So as you can see, now this one looks great, this one looks nice, and you're good to go. So when all the other blog posts comes, it will just take shape the same way. All right, so I'm going to publish this one, and let's look at the next one that says why choose FreshMart. So over here we'll just I'm just going to duplicate this one. So let me just duplicate this one, and I'm going to remove this. I'm going to delete this one, and this one we're going to say why choose FreshMart, right? Let's see. Yeah, why choose FreshMart. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some containers to make it the way we want it. So I'm going to just duplicate the containers like 3 times, and then the main container that houses all the other 4 containers over here, I will just change its direction to row horizontal, so that all of them will be on a straight line like this. Okay, yeah, side by side. And then over here I'm going to go to style, change the background color to this, go to advanced, change the you know, the pattern to this, come over here to style, go to border, change this one to 14, and inside here we can add an image, and then let's see. So this is the image, so I'm just going to you know, save all of them to my grocery store. So I got this image from Laticon, so you can go ahead and then download some images over there if you want to. flaticon.com. All right, so now that I have these images over here, so I can go ahead and then bring them into my website. My grocery store. Yeah, these are the images. Okay, so let me upload them. And these are the 4 images that I'm using. So let's look at the first image, is a fast and delivery image. Fast and fresh delivery. So I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to, so first of all, we can just delete this one and then look for box, and then bring in this box, and then we're going to delete this one over here. Come here, choose this first, and then put this one over here. Come over here, just give it the spacing that you want. The content, we're just going to change the color to white. This one is going to be quicksand. This one will be, let's say, 20. Yeah, 20. And then the image, we can increase the image size to any size that we want. So let's say this one. Okay, so let's go to the content over here. We don't want any hover kind of thing, so I'm just going to remove. Okay, so it doesn't remove, so I'm still going to make it white so that it's going to be something like this. Okay, so over here, let's look at how this one looks like. So this is bigger than this one, so we're gonna go over here and go to the image and make the image like, let's say, 40. Okay, so this is quite okay, and let me go over here and see. All right, so I'll click on here, go to advanced, remove this one, and give this place 35. Give the bottom also 35. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate this one, remove this one, give another duplicate, remove this one, and then give another duplicate, and then remove the last one. So over here, I'll change it to green. I'll change the color to green, the green color that we are using. The same thing applies to this one also. I'm going to change this one to also green. And then with this one, we want this quality guaranteed. So we're going to put this one over here and change this one to quality guaranteed. Very good. We go to this one also. We want it to make secure payment, so remove this one over here and change this one to secure payment. And then we come over here, we pay this one over here, secure payment, and then we go over here, and this is easy returns. So we come over here, change this one to the easy return logo, and then we change to this one. So guys, as you can see, we are almost done. The only thing we need to do is to change the background color over here to like a greenish color. So we're gonna go over here to start. So click on this 3 dots or 6 dots over here, go to style, look at the background, change it to a green, and come over here, change this one to this greenish color, and we are good to go. Yep, we are good to go. So we can easily publish it. And then when we go to look at the front end, let's see how it looks. Now our website is almost done. Everything looks perfect. Yes. Okay, so everything looks perfect, just like the other one that we are looking on it to do. Now the only thing that we have to make sure you do is to turn it into the mobile. You see the rest of the section I did not tackle it because I know you guys will be able to turn it to mobile. Okay, easily turn it into mobile, so you can be able to do that easily. Okay, just change some few settings and then everything will be everything will be good for you. It is very, very important that you make sure it is mobile responsive, because remember, we've installed a plugin that turns our website into a mobile app. This is it over here, and if you don't do that, your website is not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, even if it works, it's not mobile responsive and nobody is going to take you serious. And that is why you make sure that you change all the settings and everything that we've done. I did some few ones for you. I'm not going to go through all of them. That is why you are learning. Make sure that you pick it fast, change some few things, and you are good to go. All right, so now that we are over here, we are done with our home page. Our home page is completely done. Everything is perfect for us. Now the only thing we need to do is to do some other few settings, like the shop settings. Okay, if you look at this shop and you look at this shop, there are difference in it. This one have a banner and all those kind of stuff. This one have a sidebar and all those things. We need to create all those things. Okay, so how do we do that? It's also very simple. So first of all, we're going to go to customizer over here to create certain things that we have to create. Now that we have created our product and all those things, it is easy for us to set a banner and all those kind of stuff for us, for our shop. So we're going to go to WooCommerce over here, and we're going to go to product catalog. Now with the product catalog over here, we can go ahead and decide to show the number of products we want to show and all those kind of stuff. Now first of all, products per row, we want it to be 3, not 4. Okay, because there is going to be a sidebar, so we want 3. And then also we want this one to have a sidebar, so make sure the archive layout, there should be a sidebar over here. So you see, now we have a sidebar over here. All right, so now that we are almost there, the next step is we want a button over here. Okay, so button slide up, we say always visible, and then the button style, we say what we want it to be, a button, not style. So we want to align the button always at the bottom. Okay, all right, so as you can see, now everything is falling in shape. Okay, so and then the mobile layout also, we want it to be 2 column, not 1 column. All right, so now we can go to design over here, and then the title font, we can change it to anything, but it is speaking inherit. And the title color and all those things, we are leaving it as it is. But the archive title background, we're going to change it to image. Okay, we want to select an image for it, and we can choose any image that we want to choose for it. So let's see how this image, this is using this one, so we can also go ahead and choose an image that we want. So let's say we also want to use this image, can go ahead, and as you can see, we have our archive image over here. You can set it to anything, no repeat, You can set it to cover also, and then you can even make it fix or scroll, okay, depending on how you want it. You can even give it a cover overlay if you want it that way. And let's go to the title font over here. So over here I want to increase the size a little bit to, like, let's say 45. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit bigger like this. Now on the mobile side and all those things, you can reduce it to a size which is smaller. So as it goes on the mobile size, then you reduce it to fit your spec. Okay, so that is exactly how you do it. So the same thing applies to let's go back over here. The same thing applies to even this one also. Okay, so if you look at the mobile side also, you can go ahead and even set an image for it, depending on how you want to set the image for it. So the more you are going, the more you are, making sure that you are setting the image that fits exactly how you want it. Okay, so that's exactly how it is done. So let's go over here and the container width. Okay, so minimum container width and all those things, you can decide to set all those things over here. But let's go back to style again. I want to check something. Okay, so the product archive title. Okay, so the product archive title also, you can decide to change the size of it depending on depends on the how do you call it, depends on your like the size of the screen. Okay, so based on the size of the screen, then you can be able to change your product archive and all those kind of stuff. So make sure that you do it in such a way that it fits exactly the way you want. Okay, and that is exactly how we do it. Product archive font, product archive price, and all those kind of stuff. Let's see how this one also looks. Okay, so we keep it as it is. Product archive button colors, product archive button colors, archive active, is it product archive button background colors, product archive button border, and all those kind of stuff. You can be able to and this is where you also have to change product archive button font. Okay, so if you go to this one, it's okay, but if you come over here, and that is where it becomes really bad, right? Yes, so make sure that it is something which is okay. 8 is okay, right? 9 is really not okay, but make sure it is something that you can see that it is okay. So 8 is quite okay, and it is what it is. Okay, let me go to the product archive title, which is 14 over here. So let's make it a 12 and see how it looks like. Yeah, so 12 is quite okay. I'm going to publish it, and I think for the product side we are okay. For the product side we are okay over here. Yeah, so whatever you do over here, cut across everywhere on the website. Now let's go over here and see our website front page and see. You see that whatever we did is also over here. Everything that you do will cut across everywhere on the front end. Okay, so basically whatever we did will cut across. Now let's come over here and then go back to the single product page. Okay, so I'm going to just go to the single product page. Now let's look at the single product page of this particular one. So the single product page looks like this. So single product page looks like this. We're gonna give it a sidebar like this one. Okay, and let's look at how it looks like. So we're gonna reduce the title a little bit. So let me go over here. So you see it doesn't have a breadcrumb and all those kind of stuff, so we're gonna say nothing over here. And then all right, so there's a few things also that needs to come over here. For example, with the payment, and then also some extras. So you see over here we've added all those things by just clicking on some few things over here. Now if you look at the payment over here, whatever you accept, you make sure that you put it over there. Okay, so for the payment, when I click over here, guarantee save checkout, okay, this is it over here. Now you can enable Stripe if you accept Stripe. You can enable Apple Pay, you can enable Google, Pay. You can enable almost all the things that you accept. You can also enable link if you accept it. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. And if you even have a custom thing that you want to use, like maybe mobile money and all those things, you can go over here and add the image over here. Okay, if you have it, you can click on it and add the image over here. Okay. All these are custom images that you can add. Okay, and that is it. All right, so let's look at over here also. Let me scroll down. Over here we can also let me see there's plus and minus and plus over here. We can use this one to turn it to plus and minus instead of the up and down. This is it. And then if you go down, related product, instead of 4 we can make it 3, we can make it 2, depending on how you want it. Okay, so 3 is quite okay because it is having a sidebar, so 3 will be fine. Okay, so now we can publish it. Now we can go to the design over here and then set the title, font and all those things, which is inherited, but we can change the size and all those things. So let's say I want the size to be maybe 20. So this is 20. So let's say I want to make it like 25 or 22. Okay, so 22 is quite okay. And then we can do same for all the this will be 20 and maybe this will be 18, right? Yeah, so quite okay. So you can do so for all the other how do you call it, the other screen sizes. Okay, depending on how you want. You can even change side background, you can change content background, depending on how you want it. All right, so this is for single product page. Okay, so the reason why I'm not touching the sidebar is that we will tackle it later on somewhere else, so don't worry about it. Yeah, so I think for now we are through with this one. So let's look at the sidebar itself. So go to general over here and then go to sidebar. Okay, now you can set the size or the width of the sidebar that you want. So let's say we want it to be 30. Okay, so this is 30. If you want it to be maybe 25, it's going to be 25, depending on how you want it. But let's say 70-30, which is fair, right? Let's go to a design. If you want to enable sticky, you can do so. Let's go to a design. You know, the titles and all those things. Let's look at how this one looks. So okay, so we're going to leave it as it is. So the title, the content, the link, and all those things, we're going to say no underline. And then link colors, I want it to be green, and when they hover, I want it to be like this. Also, we can, let me see how this one looks like. Okay, so let's go back to this one. We want it to be this color when they hover, and then it should be green, right? Yeah. All right, so there's sidebar background, and that is where this one comes in. This is the color that we are using. Okay, so as you can see, and then sidebar divider, if you want, you know, to divide it, you can, right? So sidebar divider border, you can decide to divide it anyhow you want it. So let's say we have this 1, 2, and we are using this green over here. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. So this is the divider over here. So I'm just going to give it 1, or let's see how this one looks like. Yeah, 1. And then even with this one, we can just reduce this one a little bit. All right, so this is it. Yeah, so, and then we go to the sidebar pattern. Okay, so you can give, you know, pattern for all the side. Okay, so that the words are not touching the sidebar itself. So it's going to be something like this, right? So 25, 25, which there's going to be space at the top, space at the left, at the side, and then at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to publish this one. And now, how do we put content on the sidebar? So let's go back to our home page over here. So I'm going to just purge the cache. If nothing comes over here, just purge your cache. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, this is the sidebars. Now, how do we put, you know, things over here? How do we put things over here? And that is what I'm going to show you. So we're going to go back to our dashboard over here and scroll down and go to appearance over here, and under appearance, go to widget, click on widget and close this one. And as you can see, we can put things over here. Okay, we can put things over here. Now, first of all, what we are going to do, this is sidebar 1, this is sidebar 2, footer, and all those kind of stuff. Now we are dealing with only the sidebar 1. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you know, search, product search. So I'm going to use this Fibo search over here. So this is what I'm going to use. So because of that, I'm going to delete this particular one over here. So this is the Fibo search product search that we are using. So if you look over here, you have this one over here, and the next one is recent product. So we're gonna go over here and then look for recent products, right? So let me go over here and search for product. So we're gonna see all this product search, product list, you know, product by race, rating, product categories, product results count, WooCommerce. So let's look at the product list, and as you can see, we can have product list over here, and we can call this one recent product. Recent product, and the number of recent products you can add depends on you. So let's say we want to add 6 products, and you can decide to either show featured product on sale product, but it depends on you. So over here, date, and then you the order you want it to ascend or descend depends on you. So that is it. So what I'll do is I'm going to duplicate this one to make it 2, and then bring one on top like this, and then I'll call this one featured product, and then I'll just make it 4, and then over here I'll just use featured product over here, and then I'll also duplicate this particular one, also duplicate this one, and then instead of featured product I'll say product on sale, and then this one I'll make it maybe 6 products. I'll come over here and I'll say sale product, and then that is it. And then you can add your your categories and all those kind of stuff, but these are all what I'm going to add. So I'm going to delete all the rest over here. I'll delete all of them. Just click on this one and delete. So now we have featured product and all those kind of stuff, and click on save or update. Now if you go back to our shop and refresh the website, you still have this one, but let's purge the cache. And as you can see, we have nice product, featured product, product on sale, and all those kind of stuff over here. Now we want to add also one other thing, which is used for searching the product, right? So if you go to the shop over here, you're gonna see that we have filter by price over here. Okay, so let's go over here and see if we can add that particular filter. So as you can see, filter by price is over here. You can even have filter by stock, filter by attitude, filter and active filters all over here. So I'm going to use filter by price and just leave it as it is. So I'm just going to save it, come over here and purge all the cache. Oh, are we at the right place? Okay, so let's go to our shop page, and as you can see, we have filter by price over here. So it picks the minimum and the maximum and all those things, and then you have it over here. So as you can see, you can add lots and lots and lots of things on your sidebar depending on you. But remember that when we go to, let's say, a single product page, we are not going to have filter by price, because there is nothing to filter by price on a single product page. That is how it works. So guys, I think we are almost done to the close of this particular tutorial, and if you are here, then it means that you have been able to create a whole website for yourself, a whole grocery e-commerce website for yourself. Now the only last thing I want to teach you guys is I want us to go through, let's go to the back end over here. I want us to go through how you can be able to set up this particular pop-up that comes, this pop-up over here. So to do so, you can be able to do that very quickly, and that is hustle over here, this particular hustle pop-ups. So choose a pop-up or sliding depending on what you want. So we're going to choose pop-up, and then we have to create a pop-up. So we're going to click on this one, and then we're going to call it, let's say, pop-up, and then it could be email or informational depending on how you want it, but I'm going to make it informational. I'm going to choose a template. Now choose any template that you feel is okay for you, and then you can be able to go ahead and just choose any template at all that you want. Like I said, depends on how you want it. So let's say I want to choose this particular template, so I'm going to go ahead to choose a template. Now this is how the template looks like, and as you can see over here, this is the image, the featured image. Okay, the featured image over here, and this is the background image. So if I delete this one, I can upload my own featured image over here. So I can go ahead and let's say I want to use this particular lady over here, so I can use this lady. And then what is it saying? Are you excited? We are giving away maybe 50 every day. Okay, and it says, well, don't miss the chance to participate in the biggest giveaway this year. So you can have a button one, and inside the button one you can say the button label, win the card, and then it will redirect the person to the card page that you want them to win. So you put the URL over here, and then that is it. And if the person is not interested, they'll say no, I'm not interested, and then they'll go away. Now if you edit everything over here, you can go to appearance, and then you can choose how you want everything to appear. So these are the elements: the featured image, the call to action, and then a close icon. And then if you come to the typography, so with me, I'm using quicksand, so I'm going to use the quicksand over here. The font style and all those things, I'm going to also use quicksand over here. And this is for the title. The subtitle, you can choose anything. So I'm going to use is it taco, or is it, oh yeah, I've forgotten what I'm even using, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. And then all those things, call to actions and all those things, you can, yeah. And then the colors also, you can choose the color that you want, the button color, the close color, and all those kind of stuff. You can do a whole lot of things over here. And if everything is okay, you move on to visibility over here. So you add your visibility conditions and rules. You want to show it on all pages, and then you can specify roles and other stuff, user roles you want to show to. You can you can, if somebody maybe has commented, the person will see this one. If the person is logged in, the person will see or visitors behavior, or all those kind of stuff. Okay, so you can just choose anything. So let's say visitors behavior, and let's add the conditions. All right, so over here we said show on all pages. If there is other pages you don't want them to show, and then visitors behavior. So this is visitors browser. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one, and then I'm going to just choose something else. Yeah, so I think okay, it's quite okay. So I'm going to just go back to behavior, go forward to behavior, and then how do I want it to to pop up? So maybe on exit intent, right? Immediately when they want to exit, I want to delete this one. Immediately when they want to exit, it should show to them. So if I'm okay with it, I can just go ahead and publish it. Okay, so now let's say I open the website and I feel like exiting. So let me just purge the cache and let me just, you know, browse through small, and then let's say I want to exit. As you can see, it shows over here for me. Okay, so now I can be able to read this one and say no, I'm not interested, and then that is all. So basically that is how you can be able to do this pop-up. Now let's go ahead and also check out this super PWA. Okay, so super PWA, that is the web app that we are talking about. That is the web app that we are talking about. So we're going to go to its settings over here, and once we've installed it, it's working as a web app for us, but we need to make sure that we set it right. Okay, so make sure that your application name is there, your you know, your application short name. So I want to remove this one to make it FreshMart, and then the description, the icon that you want to use, you can go ahead and choose an icon that you want to use for your application. Depends on which icon that you want to use. So let's say I want to use this particular icon, so I can go, but they said the icon should be exactly 192 by 192 in size. And then the splash screen also, you can choose you know, any color, which is any image which is what, 512 by 512. So you can choose this splash screen image. Okay, so make sure you select an image which is 512 by 512 and use it. The splash screen maskable icon, app screens shot, if you have it, you can put it over here. And then background color, you can select the background color that you want to use, and then the theme color also, you can select, you know, the theme color also that you want to use. Select a page which is your home page, that is the app start page, and blah blah blah, and all those things. So make sure that everything is correct, and then click on save settings. Now this is for Android. Okay, this is for Android, but if you want let's say Apple, you can go to features, add-ons over here, and you see this is what Apple touch icons and splash screens. You can activate it. Okay, just activate it, and then you can be able to do the Apple settings also. Okay, so you can go to its settings and then do it you know, settings also for it. So choose the touch icons that you want to use. So let's say I want to use this one, so I can be able to just put it over here, so it will generate all the other images, and then you can set your background images and all those things that you are using. Then you wait for it to generate the images, and then everything will work for you, and then you save the settings and you're good to go. All right, so now that we've set up everything, now if we go to the front end and refresh our website, let's say we want to even purge the cache, so that everything that we've done, you know, we know that it's working perfectly. Now you see that you have this one which says what, install FreshMart or whatever thing your website is. Click on it. If you click on it, it will try to, you know, install it for you. It will install, and then as you can see, the website is now acting as how do you call it, as an app. Okay, as an app, a web app over here. Now if I go to my front end, you see that it has also been installed over here. FreshMart grocery store installed over here. Okay, and that is it. So this is how you can be able to basically, you know, create this beautiful website that you see over here with all the things in it. Okay, now the only thing left, I think, for you to do is to make sure that you set everything that you have to set right, design all the pages that it is left for you to design, not me, and then you are good to go. So basically this is the end of the grocery store website creation, and I hope this particular website helps you to be able to create all kinds of e-commerce websites or any kinds of grocery store website that you want to create. Thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed up till now, then you are doing a disservice to Kaetech Digital. So please make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification whenever you subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. It is very important to me. Thank you for watching, and share the video to others. See you in the next video. Bye bye.